and I ended up living there for 3 months.
Damn.
And so when I lived there, I basically slept on her couch, and I learned like everything I've ever like still known to this day about like marketing, building online websites, like everything. Like I learned all of it, like SEO,
just by yourself from research. Or
just from like YouTube. I bought like a handful. Like any money I had went to like spending money on like learning how to do something or like anything. And I had like no money.
That's what's up, man.
And
That's
so like
fucked
that
up.
was that was like my grind when I was like 17, and then I stumbled upon these shoes, and so I was like, fuck. There's a huge market for these shoes. I could just sell fake ones.
Right.
And this is how my whole shit started.
Right.
And so I started.
You gotta start somewhere.
And so I started this website flipping fake shoes.
Right.
And I took these shoes. I was making.
This is incriminating evidence right here.
No, like literally so bad. And like, I was taking these shoes. I was
exclusive.
making $300 profit a pair, and I was probably selling 2 or 3 pairs a day. Okay. I was making almost $1,000 a day off these this website that I made. Made enough money to send myself on S trip. Yeah. Kind of got myself out of the hole. Took my dad to the Oilers playoffs when they went to the playoffs that year against Anaheim. Bought like Game 6 tickets. Like we went to that shit. Whatever. And like kind of like
graduate our year?
Picked it all up.
Yeah. Year 2017.
Yeah, same year. Yeah. And so anyways, that was kind of my first intro into making money. Was that or whatever. And like so like I think I racked up like 15 grand that in like 3 weeks. It was insane. And then like all of a sudden all my stuff got taken down because like there were so many like returns. So, because people would get their shoes and be like, these aren't good, but like they weren't bad fakes, but they weren't real either.
Right. Some people would know.
So like my even with my returns of like me refunding people, I was still making $300 a pair. Like that was my built-in profit margins on
from everything.
Everything.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So like I would sell 3 pairs and one would get returned, and my profit margins were about $300. So it was dope. And so like that was kind of my first like into it, and then whatever kind of tailed off, and then I went and played hockey in Victoria. Played there, and then I kept getting hurt, like concussions and stuff like that. So then I like again got back into like the like learning shit like that, and so I bought this one course from I think his name was Sam Ovens.
Okay.
And anyways, he was like
shout out Sam Ovens.
Yeah, whoever.
That's a sick name.
Shout out Sam Ovens. And so
teaching how to cook.
No, and like that was literally like that was the start of it. So
yeah.
basically, like he was like a consultant, and he basically taught you how to consult on like anything. He was basically his philosophy was like, hey, you could learn this and teach other people how to do it, and you could make a fuck ton of money.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay. So I had already kind of gotten a leg into like the shoe thing. So I was like, oh fuck, I'll be a consultant on reselling. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. So I really like I wrote like an 8-page essay on like reselling. I fucking went down. Like I read every article on high snobiety, on fucking like complex, on everything. Right. Went through, wrote this like huge article on like from like start to finish on what you need to do to resell. Made this whole course, and then I was kind of done by like early March. And so I'm talking to my mom about it. I'm like, look, like this is what I want to do. I want to sell this course. This is how I'm gonna make some money. Mom was like, what the fuck are you doing? Right. I was like, what do you mean? Like this is how you do it? And then so. Bought a couple bots, like the Sup bot I think it was called, or Cop bot or something like that. Anyways, got a couple of things off the Supreme drop, and that was kind of that. And then launched this program.
Sorry, you mentioned that, but you just jumped over that. Like we all know what the fuck what you're talking about.
Oh, okay,
you bought a bunch of bots. So
so I bought a bunch of bots.
Essentially,
so it's like
that makes me then realize that like every time any big drop happens, there's people out there that with thousands of bots buying shit up.
And like
that's why it sells out immediately.
That's why it sells out immediately. And like I don't do that through my store. Like it's just too much work. Like you have to have such a high capital, and I started with like literally nothing.
Right.
So like. Originally my plan was to be a consultant and like do that, and then I posted one ad, got flamed. Every single comment was like, who the fuck is this guy? This is why reselling sucks. And this is like no I didn't know that.
He never told me about that.
I'm talking
not too hard. They didn't play everything.
Comments going in on me, and I'm like fuck, okay, like, and like this is in 2018. This is in 2018. So
because like okay.
So right before it got like hit, like before this shit hit, I was like there kind of like trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because like at that time, like bots were like the bane of everybody's existence at that point, right?
But no one was trying to resell yet. It was just people trying to get shoes. If you couldn't get them, that was it. Yeah. And like that was kind of that. And there was the kind of the bigger resellers, but there wasn't really all.
There wasn't like StockX. There wasn't like Go.
Well, there was, but there wasn't like the 900 Instagram pages that have 46 followers and are trying to resell their old shoes. Right. Like it's not like it wasn't like that in 2018. So all these kids are flaming me, being like this guy's a fucking idiot. So I'm like fuck, okay, I gotta change my strategy. So then I turned into like a subscription website. And I'm like, okay, fuck, I'll change it into like if you buy a subscription, you can get stuff for resale because I thought the resale prices were crazy.
Okay.
So that was like my next game plan. I was like, okay, fuck, if I can't do a subscription or I can't do a consult, I'll do like a kind of a subscription page where you pay like $20 a month and then you can get stuff for retail instead of paying resale.
Right.
So that was my next plan. So I launched that. And then one dude bought a year membership.
Oh, fuck.
I fucking $300 into the bank. I was so pumped. No one bought anything for the next like 3 weeks. So I just had this dude who bought like the subscription, and I was like, man, this isn't enough subscriptions to like start buying things.
Yeah, 100%.
So then I'm like talking to my mom about it. I'm like, Mom, like I know I can do this shit, like blah blah blah. And then she like kind of was roasting me too, and was like this is fucking stupid. Like go get a job, like all this stuff.
Right.
And she's like, if you think you're so good at it, why don't you start a store? And I was like, fuck you, like I'll go start a store.
Nate's competitive as fuck.
No, yeah, so I was
start
like,
a store.
I was like, you don't think I can start a store? Like I did so much research on this. I know exactly what to fucking do. I'll do this, like easy. So then
I can't believe this was all built out of spite.
No, like literally, like,
he was like, oh, I can't do this.
But
really.
this is something else, bro.
And but like not even that. Like, it wasn't really spiteful, but I also knew that I didn't want to work a job. Like I've been working a job since I was like 13. Like my parents got me my first job at Sobeys when I was 13.
Damn,
like right before I turned 14. So like
crazy, bro.
I was working my first job around that age too.
You're right. So like I hated it.
That's like I was just skateboarding and getting high when I was 13. Like
I was fucking like my parents had me in a part-time job. Like any money I made, they're like, you go spend it. We're not giving you any money. Like that was the whole mindset since I was like 14. So I fucking hated working.
Right, of course.
And like, especially since I was making so much money like a year prior to that, like making almost 15 grand in like a month as a 17-year-old, like that was fucked. So like I got a taste of it and I was like, oh, I want more.
Right.
And then so like I found this space in St. Albert where it was like $50 a month. If you're a young entrepreneur, you can come in and just set up shop. So I basically
oxygen in between there.
So I went into Value Village with like the limited funds. I think I had like $200.
This is why it burns.
And with like the $200 I had, basically Value Village, and just like bought out all of the St. Albert Value Village. Anything I thought was cool, Champion hoodies, anything kind of like similar vintage, like anything I could find.
Yeah.
And
like if you showed up to Value Village, he was there.
He was in there.
Right, yeah,
you might as well have had the red vest on at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like I was one of like the first kids from St. Albert because like going to Value Village wasn't cool yet.
Yeah.
It was still like, oh, you're going to Value Village, that's dingy as fuck. But the St. Albert Value Village was hard. Like you found the craziest
Oh no, trust
shit.
me, I'd be.
I still go. If I'm in St. Albert, I'm like, I'm gonna stop by the Value Village.
So I was like one of the first kids to go through there and just like fucking clean house.
Right.
And so like, but like I'm talking like I'd leave with like 40 good pieces of clothing. Like not like you go there and you find one, luckily. It was like a basket of shit that I would find every time I'd go, and I'd spend more than $100 every single time.
Damn.
And like, so anyways, I'd go there and whatever, and that was that. And so I started this little store, and I convinced my one buddy, and I didn't even know what consignment was at the time. So like consignment's basically you give me an item and then I'll sell it and then I'll take a cut and then you'll get the rest.
Yeah.
So that's what consignment was. And I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
Right.
So like I'm just convincing my friends. I'm like, hey man, you have a Supreme tee. I'll take it from you and give you a cut because I don't even have enough money to like buy it. From
Right.
That's how little money I have.
You're just doing it off loan now.
Right. Yeah. Like, literally like off trusting me as a friend.
Yeah.
And so then like I think I wrangled in 2 Supreme tees and a handful of Supreme stickers. And that was it. The rest was all vintage kind of garbage and some of my older stuff that I had. And that was it. And then so I basically started the store. First day I opened, I sold a sticker. That was my opening day.
Right.
Made like $3 or something.
You made
like
some
that,
money.
But you got a sale though.
You got a sale.
Right. So that was my opening day. I think the next 2 days I didn't sell anything, but like opening day, made a sale. First week I think my revenue was like fucking like $30 or something.
Right.
And then so like then I started to get really into it, posting a lot more, kind of like build it up, and then there was this one show in I think it was June, so I opened in beginning of May, and then I think it was end of June, early July. I went to this one show and I met this dude named Mike, and older dude, like literally I'm talking like 38, has like a kid that's my age. Some old dude, loves reselling. Just this dude's got bots out the fucking like, and I've never been about the bots. I've been always more about just like kind of flipping stuff and just kind of like whatever. So like. This Mike dude just like comes up to me, we kind of hit it off. He's like, yeah, I don't like meeting up people. It was kind of socially awkward, so he didn't like meeting people up. So he would buy all the bot shit, bring it to my store. I'd give him a fair price on consignment. Boom. All of a sudden, my store inventory just shoots up the roof. I went from like, I think in June I did like 1,000, maybe 1,500 in sales in June.
Yo, shut up, Mike.
I think Mike's literally the dude who like kickstarted my whole store.
Right.
And then like from June, and then in July, I think I did 20 grand in sales. And then August, I think it was 35, and then from there it was just like fucking. And then October was my last month before we got broken into, and then October I think we hit 55, 60,000.
Wow,
so we were doing about 2,000 a day.
That's
in sales.
pretty crazy.
And so like that was super dope. And then then I went on vacation. I went to Hawaii with my buddy, and got broken into. Lost like $15,000 worth of shit.
Yeah.
Super crazy. And then that was kind of like a setback. And then me and Ben were living together at the time. I was living by myself.
Right.
And
Making that
so
money,
I was
you might as well.
Yeah, we had an apartment.